All right. Good morning. This is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, and it's 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, what's going on here? There's a lot happening today. Apparently, the Feds are going to come out and talk about interest rates today, so that's going to move the market a bit. And like I've mentioned before, I'm not big on watching the news. Sometimes I just look at the news just for amusement. But that's not how I trade. So, if you look at what's happening in the market, I had mentioned that I got in up here and I bought some put options going down. So the reason why I did that is because I'm looking at these balance areas, I'm not looking at the news. And also, the Dow Jones has gone up pretty far, and looks like it's ready for a retracement. NASDAQ never broke out of its balance area. The ES looks like it stayed in its balance area, but I had moved that. I mentioned that in a previous chart, and I'll go back to that. But the NASDAQ never moved out of this area. It just stayed here. Now it's going down. The report's coming out about 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's about, 2.5 hours from now. And then the market's going to make its move like it normally does. So if I didn't know any of that and I was just trading by these balance areas, just looking at the charts, I would just say, this market's going down, and I would stay in my position because that's what it looks like to me, and that's how it felt before I even got in this position, because everything was lining up the way it was supposed to. So the interesting thing about the news is it could make a difference in a short term, as far as that's what happened here. I think Yellen made a speech, and the markets went down, and then it came up. Yeah, it did that, and so that's what happened in that one day. And the same thing can happen today. So will that be enough energy to bring this thing back up here and then go and continue up? I'm guessing that I'm feeling that if the market did, let's say it was here, 11 o'clock hit, and then the report came out and it took off like a rocket straight up here, for me that would be a good position to buy put options, because that's just going to come right back down, because that's news driven. Anything that's news driven like this is always going to go back. Let's see, I'll explain that. These charts. All right, so we're back to just one chart. This is the ES, and this was news driven right here. So I normally would stay within this area, and I'd mentioned if it breaks down, then there's a possibility I would have to get out of my position. I had call options here. But since it was news driven, and the second bar never got a hold and it went back up, then you just ignore that. Or you can buy positions down here and then write it up. I mean, that's one way to trade. But that was news driven, didn't last very long, went back up. Same thing with today. I'm sticking to these balance areas. This is telling me everything. And what I said earlier, if the market comes back up here, I highly doubt that's going to continue on up. It would be a good fake out, for people that have short positions, and they'd probably get out, and then eventually it'll come back into this balance area. The other thing is, if the market's here and the reports come out and it goes all the way down here, then this might be a good time for me to get out and also even reverse my position to go back up, because it's hitting this line. You know, like I said, this is what I pay attention to right here. I don't care what the news is doing. This is it. This is everything right here. This tells me everything. And it can bounce up and it can bounce down and do whatever it wants. But until it actually goes up and makes a confirmation with that second bar or even third bar, this is a 4-hour chart, daily chart. If it makes it on the daily charts, and that's even more of a confirmation for me. And then that would be that would inspire me to go in that direction wherever the market is going. I'm never trying to really predict where the market's going or trying to make it go a certain way. It's already predetermined where it's going to go, and all I'm doing is feeling where that is, what that plan is, and that's it. But like I said, it's predictable because it's got these balance areas right here. Again, I'm not looking at any indicators, nothing, just pure feeling, just from all these years' experience. It's like a person that you know, after a while, you get to know what their habits are. And this is exactly the same way. It's all traded by people. It's a biorhythm of hundreds of millions of people trading, and as a group, they have patterns, and obviously you can see them here. And that's all I look for, and that's how I trade. Okay, back to the 3 charts here. And so there's not a lot going on. Like I said, 11 o'clock's going to come pretty fast, and then it's going to move this market. But I've already explained to you what my position is, what I'm going to do. I have put options here. I'm holding on to those to that position. And again, if this market pops up, chances are that it's going to, it'll just come back down into this area. And if it pops down here, then this might be a good time for me to collect my profits, get out, and maybe reverse my position. I'm not sure yet. Probably won't do it today if I do. But again, we'll see. Again, I am just trading this balance area, and it's telling me everything, no matter what the news does. So, that's it, really. I'll just check back with you guys later, and maybe I'll do an update later on today after the market closes and see where this eventually wound up. And then tomorrow and the rest of the week, we'll see what happens here. Okay, that's it for now.